Chosen one. Can you feel it? That quiet stirring in your chest, the sense that something just beneath the surface is moving toward you? Maybe you've been noticing repeating numbers lately. 777, 444, 333, 999, like gentle taps on a window you've been too busy to open. Whether you call that synchronicity, grace, or simply your intuition switching on, the timing of this moment is not random. You found these words right when you needed them, and if they land softly inside you, take that as your sign. You're not behind, you're not late, and you're not imagining the shift you feel. You're arriving. There is a story people have whispered for generations, a story about a group of souls waking up to serve with courage and compassion when the world needs them most. Some call them light bearers, some call them the 144,000. However you name it, this isn't about membership or status, it's about readiness. It isn't a badge you show, it's a frequency you carry. It's the way your presence steadies a room without a word. It's the way your compassion keeps showing up even after disappointment. It's the way your intuition nudges you toward kindness when it would be easier to close off and disappear. If you felt set apart, misunderstood, or different, that wasn't punishment. It was preparation. When ancient texts talk about a seal or a mark, they often describe it like a quiet consecration, a heart made ready. Not a symbol on the skin, but a clarity in the spirit. You can't photograph it, but you can feel it. It shows up as an inner alignment you didn't have before. You recognize what's true more quickly. You release what's heavy more easily. You stop negotiating with your peace. There's a dignity to you now that didn't come from winning. It came from healing. And healing always turns ordinary people into extraordinary servants. If you look back, you'll see the thread. The seasons when you had to let go of what wouldn't let go of you. The nights you felt alone and yet somehow carried. The ways your path closed just long enough to redirect you towards something more honest. None of it was a waste. The ground beneath you has been tilling for a long time. And you have been growing roots. So what does it mean to be marked or sealed in a practical, grounded way? Think of it like a permission slip your own soul signs. The permission to stop dimming your truth to be loved, to stop fighting every current, to stop apologizing for being sensitive, intuitive, creative, or deeply compassionate. The permission to walk away from noise and choose nourishment instead. The permission to serve without burning yourself to ash. It's a shift from performing to embodying, from seeking approval to living in alignment. There's nothing to prove when you're living from the inside out. If lately your dreams have grown more vivid or symbolic, or you've been waking with phrases, images, or names you can't shake, treat them like notes your deeper self left for you. Write them down, let them breathe. If you felt waves of emotion you can't explain, tears, laughter, a sudden tenderness towards strangers, this too can be part of your heart widening to hold more life. If your body has been asking you to rest, drink water, go outside, or breathe more slowly, honor that. Spiritual clarity rarely arrives in a hurry. It tends to land in the kind of quiet we make on purpose. And if repeating numbers keep finding you, let them be reminders rather than rules. Nudges to return to presence, to gratitude, to your assignment, to be a steady, loving witness in a noisy world. Symbols are invitations, not requirements. If one resonates with you, you can whisper it as an affirmation. If not, trust the simpler compass of your breath coming and going. There's a reason the story of the 144,000 is woven with the number 12, images of order, wholeness, and foundations. Whether you receive that symbol as scripture, poetry, or archetype, it carries a timeless message. When enough hearts choose clarity, compassion, and courage, a tipping point appears. Not the kind you force, but the kind that blooms, first within, then around you. Your part in that blooming is simple and powerful. Keep your heart soft and your boundaries clear. Soft enough to love, strong enough to tell the truth. You might be sensing it already, how the world's pace feels faster, yet the meaningful moments feel deeper. How old facades are falling away, while small acts of honesty feel huge. You may notice systems wobbling, narratives unraveling, secrets surfacing. That can look like chaos, but it can also be cleansing. Old leaves fall when new growth is coming. Your role is not to control the weather, it is to be rooted in any season. How do you prepare for a night like this? a threshold you can't see but somehow know. Start small, dim a light, set your phone aside, open a window and let the evening air rest in the room with you. Wash your hands or your face and treat it like a little ritual of renewal. Say out loud what you're ready to release. Say out loud what you choose to carry forward. No complicated ceremony is required. Sincere intention is ceremony enough. You could pray or meditate with simple words. I'm ready to live honestly. I'm ready to serve wisely. I align with love. If you like, step outside and look up. Let the sky remind you how held you are, how much space there is for your next beginning. As your inner life opens, you may notice gentle shifts in the outer one. Friendships that always depended on your silence will grow quiet. Connections that honor your truth will grow deeper. Old cravings for distraction will soften. New cravings for creativity, movement, or learning will appear. Let what's heavy go with grace. Let what's light stay without clutching. When you're ready for the next part of your life, it's remarkable how often the next part shows up ready for you. The mission of the chosen is not grandstanding, it's guardianship. You're here to steward what's good, to amplify what's honest, to become the kind of person people breathe easier around. That might look like raising a child with patience, caring for an elder with dignity, making art that opens hearts, building a business that treats people fairly, studying so you can serve competently, or simply choosing kindness when nobody's keeping score. None of those things are small. In a world addicted to spectacle, a peaceful presence is revolutionary. You'll notice something else as you walk. Synchronicity is a kind of friendship. The right person appears at the right time. A book finds you. A door opens that wasn't there, or a door closes that needed to. You won't have to muscle every outcome anymore. You'll learn to participate rather than push. When in doubt, ask one clear question. Does this deepen my peace and my integrity? If the answer is yes, that's your green light. If the answer is no, let it pass. The more you practice this, the quieter your life becomes and the more powerful. Of course, there are traps to step around. Pride will try to dress up in spiritual language and tell you you're above other people. You are not. If anything, true awakening drops you to your knees in gratitude. False guidance will promise shortcuts, power without accountability, influence without ethics, certainty without humility. Your safeguard is simple. Does it make you kinder, clearer, and more responsible? If not, it isn't for you. Fear will visit too, especially when headlines shout. Meet fear with breath and boundaries. You are allowed to turn off the noise. You are allowed to protect your focus. You are allowed to rest. Another trap is the glittering detour. Opportunities that look like purpose, but siphon your energy away from what you actually came to do. Learn to say no with love. Your yes is sacred fuel. Spend it where it warms the world, not where it burns you out. Isolation is a subtler danger. Solitude can be holy. Loneliness can be heavy. Seek your people, the ones who speak to your soul and call you higher without shaming you. You don't need a crowd, you need a circle. Even 2 or 3 who value truth over image can become a lighthouse when the weather turns. And as your gifts sharpen, intuition, discernment, creativity, empathy, remember what they're for. Not to control, not to impress, but to heal and help. If a gift doesn't make you humbler and more humane, it's not awake yet. Use what you've been given with reverence. Let your abilities be instruments, not weapons. Your daily practice can be beautifully ordinary. Drink water when you forget yourself. Step outside when your mind tangles. Put your bare feet on the ground if you can. Sit quietly for 5 minutes and listen for the next honest step. Keep a small notebook of insights, dreams, and thanks. Move your body in ways that feel like kindness. Tell the truth gently. Apologize quickly. Forgive when you're ready, not when you're pressured. Guard your sleep like medicine. Make art even if nobody sees it. Pray like you're speaking to someone who loves you. These aren't distractions from your path. They are the path, habits that keep your frequency clear. You'll know the marking is settling in because panic won't stick the way it used to. You'll still feel things deeply, but you'll return to center faster. You'll notice earlier when something is off, and you'll course correct with less drama. You'll find yourself choosing compassion when condemnation would have been easier. You'll still have questions, but they'll stop sounding like, "What if I'm not enough?" and start sounding like, what's the most loving next step? That sound, calm curiosity, is what wisdom often uses as a voice. If, as you hear this, your heart is warm, or your eyes sting a little, or your skin hums the way it does when truth moves close, let yourself acknowledge it. Place a hand over your chest, breathe slowly, agree with your own life. I accept my calling to live with love. I remember who I am when I'm at peace. I'm ready to serve wisely. These are not magic words, they're posture. They're how you stand inside your own spirit. And if repeating numbers have been visiting you, you can treat them as small rituals of remembrance. Drop the one that's been following you in the comments if you want, 777-444-333-999, as a way to say, I'm awake and available. But let the deeper commitment be this: how you speak to people when it would be easier to be sharp. How you show up when nobody's clapping. How you protect your joy without closing your heart. You might be wondering what tomorrow brings. Probably not fireworks. Probably not a booming voice from the sky telling you step by step what to do. More likely, tomorrow will look like the same kitchen, the same street, the same face in the mirror, and yet something will be unmistakably different. Your feet will feel steadier on the floor. Your decisions will feel cleaner in your chest. Your attention will be less hijacked by every noise. You'll sense, quietly but firmly, that you've crossed into a room inside yourself with more light. From there, your assignment unfolds the way morning does, by degrees. A conversation that needs gentleness finds you. A project that asked for courage returns, and this time you have it. A boundary everyone benefits from finally gets spoken. A kindness you've been postponing happens today. You follow peace like a thread and watch it lead you someplace honest. That's the work. That's the mission. If you've been waiting for permission, take this as yours. Step forward without spectacle. Learn, practice, rest, repeat. If this message has helped you remember, share it with the one person who came to mind while you listened. Subscribe if you want more reminders to stay aligned when life gets loud. But most of all, carry this with you. The world doesn't need your perfection. It needs your presence. You, as you are, consistently returning to love, are already changing the air around you. The heavens are not far away. They're right here, in the way you choose to live. The earth is not hopeless. It's full of people waking up just like you, in apartments and farmhouses and cities and villages, in quiet bedrooms and busy kitchens and long commutes where someone finally exhales and says, "Okay, I'm ready to be who I am." That's what this whole message has been, a long, gentle exhale, a reminder that you are not late, not lost, and not alone. So breathe, lift your chin, let your shoulders soften, whisper it one last time, not as pressure, but as peace. I accept. I remember. I'm ready. Then go do the next loving thing in front of you. That's how the light gets in. That's how it spreads. And that's how you'll know. You were marked for this, not to be afraid, not to be famous, but to be free. If a number has been trailing you lately, write it below as your quiet nod to synchronicity. If this message felt like home, tap the bell so we can keep walking together. But whether you comment or never say a word, your life is the real testimony. Let it speak. Rise gently, chosen one. Your mission isn't out there somewhere. It begins in your next breath.